Hey everybody, welcome back to Brainiac Baseball's 1972 Seattle Pilots What If Scenario. Today's matchup is between the Seattle Pilots and the Oakland Athletics at the Oakland Coliseum. On the mound for the Pilots, making his first start of the season, is Jim Hughes, whose record is 0-0, with an 8.10 ERA. And pitching for the A's is Doc Ellis, whose record is 2-1, with a 2.25 ERA. Okay, we have now lost 8 in a row. We scored 5 runs in total against the Angels. We scored 6 runs in total against the A's at home in the prior series. So we are in a bit of an offensive outage right now. Our team batting average is down to 227. Our team ERA is hovering just below 7. Our run differential is negative 42 runs. And based on our run differential, our record should be 2-10. It actually should be worse than what our record is, and we've lost 8 in a row. And last night I was thinking, sometimes I put myself into like a real world situation and try to walk myself through what would be the best move in any get, like whether it's a business, whether it's a relationship, how would I get myself out of a situation? And what we're looking at here, let's say you're a real manager of a baseball team, and you have this starting rotation, right? You have Boswell, Ruthven, Dennis Leonard, and Ron Locke. Ron Locke having the best ERA of the 4 of these guys, right? I know we know Jim Hughes is starting today, but we don't know what to expect from him exactly. But if this was your rotation, and every time your starter went out there, like especially your ace, Dave Boswell, and he couldn't give you more than 3 innings, do you, no matter what the result, force him to pitch 5 or 6 innings, even if it means he gives up 11 runs? Or do you pull him at the first sign that he's breaking down? And if that's the 3rd inning, then that's when you pull him. And you go to the bullpen, you try to work through it. Even if that means putting every reliever in every ball game, that you have that scenario pop up. And I'm beginning to believe that if we actually want to win ball games, at the first sign of faltering here, we have to pull our starter. And, if we had at least 1 or 2 starters that could give our bullpen a break, that would be the way to go. But I think because we really have no other options. I mean, we just lost Denny Riddleberger for only 2 weeks, but he had pitched the least amount of innings of anybody on our team. Why would he be the one to get injured? I have no idea. That doesn't make any sense to me. He's going to be out for the rest of the month, basically. So, I don't get how this game operates, but what I do understand is that if we do want to win any games going forward, we either have to pull our starting pitcher as soon as possible, or we just continue to absorb these losses and make our starting pitchers give us some length and put our relievers in some really precarious situations. We did call Mike Cosgrove up to take the place of Denny Riddleberger. He did pitch last year. He was horrible. So we'll see where that gets us. Jim Hughes, as I mentioned in the opening, he is making his first start of the year. So far, he's been pretty bad. We'll take a look at our lineup. I'm mixing it up because why not? We got Don Bosch in center field today. He's 1 for 11 on the season. Not doing so well. However, Van Kelly does hit righties pretty decently, and he plays great second base. So we're going to give Tito Fuentes the day off, as he's been struggling against right-handers. Everybody else is the same. Okay, let's go ahead and do the lineup rundown for the Seattle Pilots. Batting leadoff in center field is Don Bosch. Batting second at third base is Rich Rollins. Batting third in right field is Dave Parker. Batting cleanup at first base is SKIDMORE. Batting fifth in left field is CRUZ. Batting sixth and catching is Manny. Batting seventh at second base is Van Kelly. Batting eighth at shortstop is Rick Auerbach. And batting ninth is the pitcher, Jim Hughes. Okay, Doc Ellis. We have seen this guy already twice this year. He's making his fourth start. 2-1, 2.25 ERA. He's had a lot of success against us. 13 strikeouts in 24 innings pitched, and opponents are batting .195 against him. He has a complete game. I'm fairly certain that was against us. Fastball topping out at 91 miles an hour. Very high percentage ground ball pitcher. Right around 52%. The game thinks he has only one good pitch. That is the sinking fastball. Rated in 87, and a slider just below league average. Overall rated in 81. The 27-year-old right-hander will not be a free agent until 1974, and that's because he signed a free agent contract coming from Pittsburgh earlier this year. Let's take a look at the defense for the Oakland Athletics. Do they have anybody in the... Yeah, they do, because we have Mike Epstein got injured in yesterday's ball game. He showed up on the transaction report. So Nate Colbert, pretty good power hitting first baseman, I believe mostly for the Padres, and then also played for my Detroit Tigers. Maybe we'll do a deep dive on Colbert when we get to him. That sounds like fun. We'll look into Nate Colbert. Okay, so he's the only one different, below league average at first. You know, right field with Champ Summers is pretty crappy. And behind home plate is the worst catcher in the American League, but it does not matter. Okay, here we go. Don Bosch leading off. Come on, Bosch, give us some hope. We have our 1972 Topps baseball card colors uniforms going today. So if you look at the Milwaukee Brewers 1972 Topps cards, this is the color scheme that they go with. Now, given I am colorblind, so I'm just going based on the words for those colors. All right, a base hit for Rollins. Good job by him. We'll hold to a single. See if Dave Parker can't get something going. Parker, his average down to 255. Yeah, I have problems with colors like green and brown. I can't tell the difference. Parker takes a walk. Yellow and orange. Red and green. I just struggle. I mean, oh, SKIDMORE! He doesn't care what color I can see. I can see that's a home run. 3-run shot. He goes Oppo Taco. That is his second home run of the year, and that's exactly what the doctor ordered. The doctor ordered Doc Ellis. Jose Cruz, 2-2 and a strikeout. Always a strikeout after a home run. And Manny SANGUILLEN hits a ground ball to short. So the big blast by SKIDMORE puts us up by 3. We go to the bottom of the first. Let's take a look at the lineup for the A's, and we'll do that deep dive with Nate Colbert when he comes up in the order. Batting leadoff in center field is Rick Monday. Batting second at third base is Sal Bando. Batting third in left field is Joe RUDI. Batting cleanup and catching is Gene TENACE. Batting fifth in right field is Champ Summers. Batting sixth at first base is Nate Colbert. Batting seventh at shortstop is Dwain Anderson. Batting eighth at second base is Phil Garner. And batting ninth is the pitcher, Doc Ellis. We'll take a look at Jim Hughes, and we'll do a deep dive on him. I don't think there's much to go on, really. But you'll see what he did last year for us in 6 starts. He was pretty damn good in September. And then we turned the calendar to 1972, and he's been poop on a stick. 8 walks, 5 strikeouts, opponents batting .296 against him, all in relief. Fastball topping out at 91 miles an hour, which is pretty good. We'll take that. Ground ball percentage is 43%, so he's a fly ball pitcher. Fastball rated at 85 is pretty decent. Overall rated a 76, 20-year-old righty. is technically a free agent at the end of the year. Interesting. Let's go ahead and do a deep dive on Jim Hughes. We're going to click on his name and go to Baseball Reference. I cleared out my cookies, so I'm hoping this will go a lot smoother now. Not a lot to see here initially. Maybe this won't go. 33rd round pick for the Twins in 1969. I would like to... There we go. Nickname is Bluegill. And we'll scroll on down. Spent 4 years with Minnesota, including 1975, where he went 16-14 with a sub-4 ERA, making 34 starts, 12 complete games. He went from pitching in the minors, essentially, to throwing 250 innings at age 23. Oh, shit, he walks a ton of guys, too. And strikes out about... Oh, he's a 1-to-1 ratio. That's not good. In fact, where's the... Yeah, here it is. Strikeout to walk ratio, 1.02. That's not going to get it done in the majors. But he had 16 wins. The next year, that must have come back to haunt him, because he went 9-14 with a 5 ERA. Gave up the same amount of home runs, and his whip was about the same. So what was the difference? He walked less per 9. I mean, he just gave up more runs. Oh, he gave up more hits. That's what it was. More hits per 9. 1 hit more. Well, it's an extra hit per inning, basically. Okay, or no, extra hit per game, I mean. We'll scroll on down and take a look here at his transactions. Well, we know he was drafted in the 33rd round. Twins released him in 77. White Sox signed him and then released him right before spring training. And then he signed a couple days later with the Rangers. And I guess maybe he still gets paid. He never got let go. He's still collecting a paycheck. Out of curiosity, since we're getting some good cooperation from the internets, I wonder if he has anything interesting in his bullpen wiki. Wiki. I clicked on it. Did I not? Yes. Okay, well, maybe this was all just a bad idea. Oh, there we go. Nothing! Oh, wait, this is him right here. Shouldn't have to do this twice. There he is. As a rookie, Jim Hughes was the American League Player of the Month in May of 75, before a separate Pitcher of the Month award was created. Pitching for the Twins, he went 6-0 with 5 complete games and 2 shutouts. He finished the year... Oh, that was in the month of May. He finished the year 16-14. We know that. It was a third of an inning shy of pitching 250 innings. In a year dominated by stellar performances of Fred Lynn and Jim Rice, he did not even receive any consideration for the voting for the Rookie of the Year. And because obviously Fred Lynn won Rookie of the Year and he won the MVP. And the spot for right-handed pitcher on the 1975 Topps All-Star Rookie team went to the Count, John Montefusco, who was the Rookie of the Year in the National League. Man, that is really just not fair for that guy. I mean, I've never even really heard of him until I just saw that. I mean, I know of Jim Hughes. I've had this baseball card. In 1976, he slipped to 9-14, and arm troubles ended his career. Yeah, 250 innings as a rookie. Maybe just ease him into that a little bit. But the Twins were always one of those teams that suffered from bad pitching. I mean, I just think of Pete Filson. Like, they've had some rough ones. Okay, take a look at our defense. We do have BOSCH in center field. Pretty good defensively, and he's got good range. And we have... Skidmore has dropped to a 79 from an 80. So now we have 3 infielders below league average. That's a bad sign. Okay, Rick Monday All he's done is hit 4 home runs this year, all against us to lead off the ball game. 2-0. Gonna keep him in the park with a fly ball to right. Parker making the catch, 1 down. Sal BANDO in the number 2 spot. 2-2 count. And Hughes strikes him out. That's exciting. Here's Joe RUDI, hottest hitter on the team, with a 3-0 count and the poo-poo platter, because of course he's got a 1-to-1 ratio. It would be silly not to expect him to throw a walk immediately after striking somebody out. Now, will RUDI try to steal? Let's see what TENACE does here. 0-1. Ground ball to short. AUERBACH. Make the play. Good job. Okay. Top of the second inning. Van Kelly will lead it off. I really love those Braves uniforms. And Kelly will walk. Leadoff walk with AUERBACH up. We gotta let him swing away. 1-2 count, AUERBACH. Oh, and he strikes out. AUERBACH not really a guy that's going to typically strike out. They're going to pull the corners in, which is the wise thing to do. Kelly has average speed. We'll see if Hughes can drop it like it's hot. Nope. Can't get it done. Popping it up in front of home plate. And then BOSCH floats it out to left field. He got jammed. So we get the leadoff guy and can't even move him over. Bottom of the second inning. Champ Summers is up. And then we'll take a look at Nate Colbert. We'll do a deep dive on him. 2-2 count to Summers. Popping it up into foul ground. 1 down. Nate Colbert, you'll see what he's done so far. He was on Houston until our 69 sim, so he must have, I mean, I'm sure he was a Padre in 1969 as part of the expansion team, I'm guessing. And then it got traded to Oakland, or, well, how did he get there? Trade for Manny Trio and Mark Schaefer. Had a couple of injuries. Let's go ahead and click on his name. He's only 26 years old in 1972. What did he do in real life? He's a 3-time All-Star. Changed a lot of teams, changed a lot of uniform numbers. He was number 9 on the Tigers, looks like. Out of Charles H. Sumner High School in Missouri. Died in 2023 in Las Vegas, Nevada. That's where I want to die. Not anytime soon, but... yeah, he was an All-Star 3 years in a row. 71, 72, and 73. In 72, arguably his best year. He was an MVP. Finished 8th in the voting, I should say. 38 home runs, 111 RBI. Batted only .250, but a 145 OPS plus, so 45% better than the average player that year. And then in 1975, he started the year out with the Tigers, and he batted 147. So they somehow sent him to Montreal. Is that how we got La Grande Orange? Was that in that trade? And then he finished up his career with Oaktown. Let's scroll on down to the transactions. Let's find out how we got there. Okay, drafted by the Astros from the Cardinals in a Rule 5 draft. Oh, so he was actually signed by the Cardinals as an amateur free agent. I did not know that. And then drafted by the Padres in the expansion draft from the Astros. Traded by the Pods to the Tigers for Brinkman, Sharon, and Strampy. So that didn't work out for anybody. And then the Expos purchased him from the Tigers. Released by the Expos, signed as a free agent. A granted free agency. There's how much money he made with contracts that they're aware of anyway. Okay. Actually, you know what? Can I see his bullpen wiki? Will it let me? Let's see. I felt like if I went and cleared the cookies, there would be less issues, and so far there is. There he is. Oh, wow, this is going to be a big one here, right? Here's a Nate Colbert quote. As I walk up to the plate, I automatically touch my helmet. It gets me thinking about what I want to hit. Then I draw a Roman numeral 7 in the dirt backwards with the end of the bat. I don't know why I do it. I just do it. It clears my mind. That's pretty funny. Yeah, big career. Astros expansion team. 1972 was the signature season. 3 All-Stars in a row. No one had ever driven in such a high percentage of his team's runs. He drove in 111 runs when they'd only scored 488 all year that year. That's amazing. It's his RBI performance in 1972 is memorialized in an article in the Complete Armchair Book of Baseball titled Nate Colbert's Unknown RBI Record. Now we know. His signature moment also came in that season on August 1st. He tied Stan Musial by hitting 5 home runs in one day against the Braves. He had 2 home runs and 5 RBIs in the first game of a doubleheader, and 3 home runs and 8 RBIs in the second game. That's incredible. I also did not know that. After another good season with the Padres, he tailed off, traded to the Tigers, and the next was an A's. Never really got it back. He remains the Padres' career leader in home runs with 163. Oh, until Manny Machado got it last year. Okay. He's part of the inaugural inductee to the Hall of Fame for the Padres. And yada yada. Okay. Well, we learned a lot about Nate Coleman. In my mind, I felt like he had actually played a lot longer for Detroit, but not only did he not play very long, he was horrible. Oh, son of a bitch, I just called him horrible. And he hits a home run in his first at-bat of the year. He must have been batting with Rick Monday's bats. Son of a bitch. 1 out. 3-1. Dwain and oh, here come the wheels. So we know we're in trouble now, right? We know that this is it. And then, like I said in the pregame, like I may as well just take out Jim Hughes right now. It's over. He's not getting anywhere from here on out. But we got no other choice. It's not like we can go to the 5th starter and bring him in. This guy is the 5th starter. Let's ground ball to Kelly. Oh, Kelly turns the double play. That's why he's in there. Okay, well, we limit it to just the Colbert home run. We go to the top of the 3rd. Here's Rich Rollins. He had a single. Scored on the home run by Skidmore. And give him another one. Rich Rollins, 30% chance. Oh, we're going to say no. Rollins will stay with a single. And then Parker walked right after that in the 1st inning. Let's see what happens here. Full count. Line drive. Base hit past the shortstop. Rollins will just go to the next station. 1st and 2nd. Maybe it's our special uniforms that are getting it done for us. Here's Rose Skidmore. Well, we're going to let him swing away. Can he get a pair of 3-run home runs? A 1. No, a base hit to center field. That will score a run. He has knocked in all the runs so far. We got a little rally going. We're not going to push it. Good job by Skidmore. 4-0, all 4 RBI. Are by Rose Skidmore. Nobody out. 1st and 2nd. Here's Jose Cruz. Full count. And he walks. So Doc Ellis was well overdue to get punished today. He had a 2.25 ERA coming in with a career 3.50 ERA. So this is just Baseball Mogul's version of getting him even. Okay. We'll let Manny swing away here. Everyone's going to be running with the bases loaded. Nobody out. Ground ball to 2nd. Could that be 2? Yeah. Oh, no. Forcing the runner at home. So we will not be scoring any more runs today. Or not today, but in this inning. That would not happen any other way. Bases loaded. It's a strikeout. Oh, no. Line drive to left. Can Skidmore score on that? He do. Okay, well, prove me wrong. With 2 outs, we're not going to send CRUZ. Everybody in the outfield has terrible arms. You know, with the scouting, not having any money put toward that, so that all the percentages are off, right? All the ratings are off. They're not accurate because we don't have any money for scouting. But you're telling me that like the third base coach can't take a look at the outfielder and just make a proper call on that? It's just so dumb. Although I can't see colors, so I shouldn't blame. Oh, he got plunked in the hiney. I shouldn't blame the coaches for not being able to judge distance. Bases are juiced. 2 down. Here's Jim Hughes. He could blow the game open, really help his own cause here. 0-2, and he strikes out. We leave the bases stranded, but we get a couple runs. It's 5-1. Doc Ellis will lead it off. 0-1. Ground ball to Rollins. Rollins has 3 errors already this year. Rollins and Northey, who normally is in center field, both have 3 errors. And we're in game 12. Here's Rick Monday. He's going to go to left field. That's his first hit of the game. Hughes not pitching poorly, really. Runner on first. 2-2 to BANDO. A comebacker to Hughes. And he'll go to second, get the force. BANDO on first with 2 down. Here's Joe RUDI. Damn it! RUDI pulls it into the left field bleachers. 2-run shot. That is his 4th of the year. I believe that is a 21st home run. No, 22nd home run for the A's this season as a team. And it's 5-3. And then a walk. No, base up the middle. Tennis is on. Okay. Pardon me, I just had to check. I thought my phone went off there. Okay. 1-0. And a ground ball to third. I'll do it. Okay. We give the 2 runs right back. Go to the top of the 4th. At least we're getting some action today. BOSCH leading it off, and he'll take strike 3 looking. Doc Ellis has sneakily got more strikeouts than walks now. Rich Rollins 2 for 2 today, full count. Ground ball to short. This is looking to be a good bounce back inning for Doc. As Parker flies out to center. That's exactly what he needed. 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Here's Nate Colbert. 88 power. Saw him go deep. There's a ground ball to Rollins. Making the play. 1 out for Dwain. Fly ball to center. It will be caught. That like arc that they had for that fly ball looked like it was going to drop in. And then Phil Garner hits a fly ball to center. That one is catchable for sure. All right, we go to the top of the 5th inning. We got a 2-run lead. This is about as much as we could have hoped for from Hughes, based on what we've seen out of the bullpen. Skidmore grounds out to third. Jose Cruz, I want to see this guy get going, man. Does not have a home run this year. Barely even getting on base. Now, I also wonder, in 1970 for us, he batted .332. In 1971, he batted normal. And I wonder if this year is the year that's going to counteract the 332 season. Bring that overall batting average down to like 260 or something. So maybe he's being punished for having that success in his first year for us. It seems very likely. All right, that's 7 in a row now for Ellis, who's going to lead off the bottom of the 5th. Only 56 pitches for Hughes. 1-2. And he strikes out the pitcher, as he should. His second strikeout of the game. He's got that 1-to-1 ratio going. Rick Monday. Oh, I'm sick of this guy. I can't wait for this series to be over with. There's a ground ball to short. And BANDO will fly out to right. Wow, that was nice. That is a good 5th inning. We go to the 6th. Van Kelly will lead it off. Kelly 3 for 8 on the season, 0 for 1 today with a walk. There's a ground ball to first. Colbert will make the play. Should I call him Colbert? Rick Auerbach. Oh, there's a base hit for Ricky. No. What is Auerbach's nickname again? It's Reindeer. I couldn't tell you why. Alright, well, we have to let Hughes bat. I'd love for him to go 6. I know it's not really likely, but just play it out. He popped it up the first time. He lays down a good bunt. And he does move Auerbach over. That will give BOSCH an opportunity, who's 0 for 3 today. 2-2. Oh, he strikes out. Damn it. BOSCH is on a major league contract. We cannot send him down. And we cannot cut him because we don't have the money to cover it. Okay, toughest part of the lineup. I mean, would you go to the bullpen? No. I mean, Hughes is pitching better than any of those guys could. Here's Joe RUDI. 0-2. And he got him on a fastball inside. Gloves up, I guess. That means this is an automatic walk to TENACE, which I'll take over a home run. Yeah. Because of the 1-to-1 ratio. We know this. Now, I think we do have to go to a lefty, don't we? Summers is 0 for 2, but this feels like a home run. Especially since the 3 other everyday batters have 4. And he's sitting on 3. So this will be a good time to bring in Cosgrove. Make his first appearance of the season. There he was. He was actually on the 72 Astros, so that's not a stretch to have him in the majors. And he did pitch last year, and he was awful. Although in Double-A, he was pitching all right. Gave up 1 run in 11 innings. He does like to walk a batter. Let's see how he does versus Champ Summers. 1-0 count. Ground ball to third. Let's go around the horn with the catcher running. Yes. Good call. That worked out well. Top of the 7th. Now we can go to the better. Well, we don't have Riddleberger, do we? Shit. Well, we'll see what happens here. Let's get some more runs and we won't have to worry about it. Rollins having a good day. Flies out to right. Here's the in-game stats. 1 out. Dave Parker up. Ground ball. Hard hit to short. Well, good play by a guy rated as 72. 2 down for Rose Skidmore. He's 2 for 3 today with a dome. Oh, a double dog day! He goes Oppo Taco. 5 RBI today for Rose Skidmore coming through. That's helpful. You know what's not helpful? Jose Cruz. That's out number 3. Okay. Good job by Cosgrove. There's a little loogie for us there. Now we bring in Ray Peters. Everyday Ray. He's only actually pitched in 7 of the 13 games. Well, I guess 8 now, right? Nate Colbert's up. 2-2. Oh, full count. Right down the middle. He holds off on that. And Peters strikes him out. 1 down. 2-2 to Dwain. Striking him out. Ray Peters coming out, firing. Can we get a 1-2-3 inning? Garner 0 for 2 today. 1-0 count. Oh, he gets plunked in the shoulder. So that was the revenge for Auerbach getting hit. Why does the game have to do that? I mean, if you're going to do that, there should be a setting where I can go in and say, I don't want to do that. I don't want to intentionally hit somebody. It is Jose Morales coming up. He's waiting for the DH to come next year. He's going to be ready for that. Be an everyday player. 2-run home run. No, base hit, of course. So this is where we lose it, and there's nothing we could do to stop it, unfortunately. I mean, he would not have been hit by a pitch unless we were going to give it up with a 3-run home run. The only other thing we could do right now is go to Sid Mungie. But then what are we going to do? We're going to have our closer go 6 outs? I mean, I guess we could do that, actually. It's not the worst idea. Actually, that's a really good idea. If Mungie comes through. Okay, Mungie coming into the ball game. Let's see how he does. 1st and 3rd, 2 down. So fucking dumb. We go to the top of the 8th inning. What you talking about, Willis? Ron Willis is coming in. He's pitched 1 inning. Was out of baseball by 69? Yeah, he's still pitching. How did he get here from St. Louis? His contract expired. And the A's gave him a 3-year deal despite not being in baseball. Okay. Let's see if we can take advantage of that. Here's Manny SANGUILLEN. Popping it up. One down. Van Kelly. Oh, there we go. Fighting him off. Going into center field for a single. Not a double. It's Kelly's first hit today. We have 8 hits as a team. Alright, 2-2 count to Auerbach. Striking out looking. And I guess we would have had to take Mungie out anyway. So, I guess the game has been dictated to us to pinch hit. And then bring in the closer for 6 outs. Tito Fuentes will get a pinch hit. Just didn't start today, but he's available. 1-1. And he pops it. All right, then. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Let's see here. We'll put Fuentes at second. Van Kelly will go to third. Rich Rollins barely fights to keep his fielding percentage above 90. All right. So that's technically an upgrade on defense. And we're going to bring in our closer. Wayne Granger. Can he give us 6 outs? The answer is no. Unequivocally no. But that's what we have to do. It's the right call. And it's Bando, Rudy, Tennis, and Summers. All been kind of kept in check today. Only 2 hits between the 4 of them. See our defensive upgrades. Oh, son of a bitch. Well, a home run will tie it. Oh, ground ball to first. We got good defense. Come on. Nope. We've already turned 2 double plays today. The only play was for Skidmore to step on the bag. Must have been a hit and run on. Runner in scoring position for TENACE. Full count. And that'll get a run in. And TENACE will be in scoring position at third. So we have to intentionally walk the lefty to set up a potential double play. Pull the infield in for Nate Colbert. First and third. 1 out. Tying run is on third base. Full count. And he strikes him out. I did not expect that. I should have. He's walked 2. He's got to strike out somebody in there for the poo-poo bladder. All right, first and third. Dwain Anderson, regular depth. Full count again. 12th pitch. And he strikes him out. 12 pitches. Whoa, that's a double poo-poo bladder. That feeds 12. All right, top of the 9th inning. Ron Willis coming out for one more inning of work. It's Don BOSCH. Popping it up. BOSCH 0 for 5. Ouch. Well, Granger's got a bat. Somebody's got to pitch the 9th inning. Okay. And then Dave Parker. All right. Well, Ron Willis looking good. 2 innings of work. Bottom of the 9th inning. It's Garner, the pitcher spot, and then Monday. So if we can get the first 2 outs, I will bring in... Well, I don't know. Do we have a lefty worth bringing in? We've already used Munjay, right? Come on. I mean, who do you choose between Edgerton and My Name is Earl? I think we just got to go with our closer. Oh, boy. Here we go. Phil Garner. 0 for 2 today. Line drive, center field. Come on, BOSCH! Yes! Wow, that's a tough one. Good job. Here comes the backup catcher, Dave Duncan. He's got 1 home run. That was against us. Everybody playing regular depth. And a comebacker. Granger is tired and a throwing error. Oh, we lost. We just lost the ball game. That's the ball game. There was nothing we were going to do to win today. Even scoring 3 runs in the first. Now we could walk Monday to set up a potential double play with BANDO, but BANDO will probably walk automatically and leave it up to RUDI to win it. Do we put the winning run on base? I mean, that's always a bad idea, really. I do that sometimes when I feel like we have a chance to win, but we're not going to win today. I mean, we can't bring in Edgerton because he doesn't strike anybody out. We got to bring in Earl. He does have the better rating. This will be the first blown save for Granger. Lefty on lefty. Here we go. We're going to walk Rudy. We're going to walk Tennis and get to Summers. We lost on a wild pitch. We were never going to win today. That ruined a perfectly good game. Wow. Everything is kind of jacked up here for a second. I just don't know what to say. I mean, I just don't know what to say. If the game doesn't want you to win, you will not win. I feel like we did everything we could. I think I made all the right calls. The right thing to do there would have been to walk the next two batters and go to the lefty versus lefty, and if we lose, we lose. But the game gave us, made us hit a batter, which led to the run that tied it up, and then I think there was nothing we could do. So losing on a wild pitch. You see the standings. Here's the National League for you. Headline news. All right. Transactions. Jose Pena from the Reds is going to miss 3 weeks with a wrist fracture. You see him represented there on the Dodgers in 72. And Kenny Singleton for the Mets, just a couple of days. He's got a mild concussion. Says the guy that did not get concussed. That's too bad. Gosh darn it. Another loss. Go ahead and pull up the box score and get out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and or subscribe to the channel. A guy in his very first at bat hits a home run. Joe Rudy. Skidmore had a double dong day, wasted 3 for 4, 5 RBI. They had a nobody steal third. No, I'm sorry, not a nobody, Rick Monday, but a guy that doesn't steal, stole third base. Jim Hughes will not get the win. He pitched well. And the bullpen did their job. You can't even believe Earl Stevenson. The game forced him to lose. You can't blame Wayne Granger other than the fact that I needed to pitch him 2 innings. But if I had brought in Earl or the other guy, his name escapes me right now. Either of the lefties, we still would have lost. Ron Willis was pitched flawless. I mean, we just never had a chance. It was already predetermined. All right. Yeah, we hit 2 of their batters when we didn't need to hit anybody. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Just 1. That's Phil Gardner. And then 2 grounded double plays. Error on the pitcher, because of course. So with those unearned runs, 1 run was unearned. Things only happen in this game to make you lose. That's the only reason for them to occur. We'll be back tomorrow.